Hello, I'm Phil Thach here at Gray Epperson Mazda in Cleveland, Tennessee, and today I'm going to be talking about Mazda's new SKYACTIV technology and how it's incorporated into this 2012 Mazda 3 i-Touring. With SKYACTIV technology, Mazda is going to show the world that they can build a world-class handling small sports sedan that is reasonably priced and accessible to everyone and gets class-leading 40 miles per gallon fuel economy. With SKYACTIV technology, Mazda also is going to kind of get ready for future EPA standards and what they'll be needing to do with government regulations in the future. Now, the way they're going to do that, they've got this new SKYACTIV G 2-liter engine, and it has a 12-to-1 compression ratio. The old MZR engine that they used to use had a 10-to-1 compression ratio, and Mazda's figured out that for every point of compression ratio increase, you get about 3% more power. So this thing's going to make 6% more power than the previous engine. Now, 12-to-1 compression ratio, that's really high. You might see that in a Corvette or a Lotus, maybe even a Ferrari. You don't normally associate high compression like that with a car like this. And you might say, Phil, 12-to-1? Isn't that going to need premium fuel? I don't want to put premium fuel in my economy car. That's crazy. Well, Mazda's figured out a way to make it run on 87-octane inexpensive gas. They've got a lot of technology in this thing. It has advanced direct fuel injection, which takes the fuel and injects it at extraordinarily high pressure straight into the combustion chamber. 2,900 psi, where conventional fuel injection, port fuel injection, is around 40 psi. So it's very, very high pressure. And it's using these special fuel injection nozzles that have 6 nozzles. That shoots the fuel in there, spreads it out, atomizes it, and cools it, which helps reduce knock. It helps you with that 87-octane fuel. And it also makes a lot of power, and it burns way more efficiently. Now, to get that high compression, Mazda's doing what hot rodders have done for years. They're taking, instead of a flat top piston, they're using a dome piston. And what that does is, as it goes up into the combustion chamber, it makes more compression. What they've done differently than hot rodders is they've put a cavity, they call it a volcano top, in that thing, in that piston. And that allows it to burn rapidly and more completely and more efficiently. And it's also cooler, this burning process. Now, there's a lot more to SKYACTIV technologies than just the engine. It's really the whole car. There's a lot of high tensile strength steel used in the chassis of this car. And that, when you use a lot of high tensile strength steel, you can use less total steel. And that allows the car to be lighter. Now, a lighter car brakes better, it accelerates better, turns better, and it gets better gas mileage. Another thing new about SKYACTIV technology is this new SKYACTIV Drive automatic transmission. It is a 6-speed automatic, and it uses a torque converter like a conventional automatic. But it's only used from 0 to 5 miles an hour. Speeds above 5 miles an hour, it uses a multi-plate clutch. And that multi-plate clutch gives it a connected feel like a manual and fuel efficiency like a manual. It also shifts quickly like a dual clutch transmission. But where it's different than a dual clutch is it has that torque converter at low speed. So it's easy to drive smooth and controlled at low speed, where a dual clutch is kind of herky-jerky at low speed. That transmission, when combined with this engine, gives you a 4% increase in fuel efficiency. Now, we have a lot of competition in this segment, but our biggest competition is probably right next door at Hyundai. They have the Hyundai Elantra over there. Big competition for our car. Now, that car's about the same size, it's about the same price, and it gets the same class-leading 40 miles to the gallon. But we're superior in a couple of ways. First of all, our engine, like I mentioned before, is a 2-liter. Their car has a 1.8. Now, we're not paying a penalty for that extra 200 cc's. We're still getting the 40 miles per gallon, but we make 7 more horsepower with our larger engine. And also, when you're driving down the road and you hit the gas and you feel it pushing you into the seat, what you're feeling is torque. And our engine makes 17 more pound-feet of torque than the Elantra. So you'll really feel that when you're driving. It's got a lot more get up and go, a lot more seat-of-the-pants feel. Another area where we have a competitive advantage is our car has a fully independent suspension, front and rear. The Elantra next door, it has an independent front suspension, but the rear suspension is a torsion beam. It's not really an independent suspension. So when you're driving over potholes and bumps or in the twisties, in the turns, this car will have a much more sporting feel, like a race car. Now, the way you can tell these apart on the road is with this blue ring around the headlight, and on the rear there's a SKYACTIV badge. And this has just come out, so you don't see too many of them on the road yet, but they're going to be everywhere because this is such a great combination of sporting drive, reasonable price, great fuel economy. One place you probably won't see them very often is at the gas pump, because with that 40 miles per gallon, these will be driving right past it. Come on in, let's take it for a drive. What do you think?